Hello, guys, and today we're going to cover the topic of adverbs for frequency. This is English level A2, so it is very crucial to know. First of all, what are they? Adverbs for frequency tell us how often something happens. Like, for example, someone will ask you, how often do you eat pasta? And you tell them, based on this picture, for example, I never eat pasta. Or how often do you eat burgers? I always eat burgers. You tell them how often you eat each of the foods. This is the list of the most common frequency adverbs. And first is always, which means that the thing you are talking about happens all the time, 100%. Usually, it means it happens most of the times, almost always, 80 to 90%. Often, 70%, sometimes 50%. Sometimes it will happen, sometimes it's not. It's a 50-50 chance. Rarely, 10%, which means it happens very, very, very rare, and never. It means it never happens. That's 0%. So now we need to know where to put those adverbs. You can put them, first of all, before main verb. For example, I always eat breakfast. I usually go to school by bus. But if the verb is to be, for example, to be happy or to be friendly, you put your frequency adverb after the main verb. For example, she is never happy. They are always friendly. And now I suggest we will practice. So let's think of a sentence that we can make with word usually. I will remind you, usually is 80 to 90%. For example, I usually return my books on time, which means I almost always do it on time. But there are times that I may be a little bit late. Now, never. Never means it's zero chance. I never go to school by bus because I always take taxi. Now, sometimes. Sometimes is a 50-50 chance. I sometimes eat plov, which means 50% I will, 50% I won't. I sometimes eat plov, or I sometimes can eat barbecue, shashlik, which means I need to choose between plov or barbecue. Always is 100%. I always I always hang out with my friends. Hang out means гулять, uh, which means that every day or any time that I can, I always go out with them 100% of the times. And rarely, rarely is only 10% of probability. Uh, for example, I rarely I rarely can be late because I am usually always on time. You see, this can go both ways. I always I always eat, for example, pasta because I never eat anything else. I usually am on time and I'm rarely late. You see? Okay, so we covered the most often uh, adverbs for frequency, and these are very crucial for your uh, next learning of English because without them you cannot tell how often something happens in your life. So please remember these, and I suggest you in your mind that you make a couple of sentences, and I wish you good luck with learning English. Bye.